As it looks like Wolves is getting relegated and it's going to be their last season in the Premier League for a while, let's go back through the years and rank every single Wolves home shirt since we've been through the Prem. We're going to rate the shirts based off two factors: memories and just the overall design. Without further ado, let's go on to the first shirt. 2018-19 season, Wolves first got promoted into the Premier League. Adidas just signed a new deal with Wolves. I mean, look at it. It's a very plain shirt. W88 is a sponsor, and obviously Adidas as a manufacturer, like I mentioned. It is not a bad shirt at all, don't get me wrong. It's very plain. It is very, very plain. The memories we had with this kit were very decent, to be fair. First season back in the Prem, an FA Cup semi-final, and we earned ourselves a European spot in the Europa League. So overall, the memories of the kit weren't too bad at all. Let's keep it short and simple. On looks, out of 5, I'll have to give it a 2 out of 5, because realistically, it is just a plain orange shirt with the Adidas stripes on. Nothing special at all. You can't really rate much off of it. 2 out of 5 seems pretty respectable considering a few coming up on this list later on in the video. And based on memories, I'm probably going to have to go a 5 out of 5 because, I mean, realistically, an FA Cup semi-final and earning ourselves Euro, it has to be. It has to be there. That brings the shirt as a whole to a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty alright shirt. Let me know what you think about the shirt down in the comments. But yeah, let's go straight on to the next shirt. 2019-20 season, Wolves earned themselves another 7th place finish and also play their first season in Europe. Pretty good season. I'd say it was almost just as solid as the first, except for the fact our FA Cup run got called short, and also nothing really. We didn't really accomplish much that season other than just getting to a quarter-final in the Europa League and just playing just nice football. We got a few wins. We did the double over Man City that season, and just in general picked up quite a nice few results. So yeah, I think, for memories wise, I think it's got to be a 5 out of 5 once again, because it is just a beautiful shirt. When you look at it, you think of all the memories we had during it, especially the 3-2 against Man City with the Doherty winner. Unbelievable game. So yeah, I definitely think for memories, it's got to be a 5 out of 5. And on looks, it is another template shirt again by Adidas, and we're gonna. Well, it's an ongoing theme with Adidas, really. New sponsor, Mamba X sponsor. In my opinion, looks better than W88. It obviously, like I said, it's another template kit, but I do think it looks a lot nicer and cleaner than the season before. It looks more orange than yellow. In my opinion, one of my favourite Wolves shirts of all time. On looks, for me, I will have to go 3 out of 5. I definitely think there's better shirts on this list, but I don't think it's bad at all. And I do think it's better than the one before. So, bang in the middle, leaves it an 8 out of 10 for the shirt as a whole. Let's move on to the next season. 2020-21 season, Wolves, it wasn't a brilliant season. We finished 10th, got rid of Nuno at the end of the season. It wasn't great. We lost Raul for the whole season due to injury. Just as a whole, wasn't a great season after the previous 2. I mean, obviously, looking back now, we would love to have a season like that right now with the state we're in, but you know, that's besides the point. Obviously, memories, we accomplished nothing, really. We signed a few alright players. We had Vitinha, Villan, Jose. Not really memorable players, really, for the season. We didn't accomplish anything. We didn't get far in the cup or anything. We had no Europe or anything. It was just a pretty boring season. Lockdown season, so we were stuck at home watching us in this kit. It wasn't a great kit at all. The best thing about that season was probably being at Arsenal twice. I think that's probably about it. Most thing I can remember. But yeah, it wasn't a great kit at all. That's on memories anyway. Let's talk about the kit as a whole. I definitely think it's definitely one of the nicest shirts. Obviously, got the shirt right here with my big name on the back, Bets 20. Nice shirt. Genuinely one of my most favourite Wolves shirts of all time. Purely based on looks, it's really nice. It's just a fact, the memories of the season does really ruin it a lot. I've got to go 5 out of 5 for the looks. 5 out of 5, genuinely almost perfect shirt. The nice pattern, obviously the Adidas stripes, which is, it's just nice. And then in the sleeves, oh, it's beautiful. The sleeves is like black. They got the colour spot on. It's orange and not yellow. I think genuinely Adidas got it spot on this year. I think it's a template, don't get me wrong, I might not. I do think it genuinely is the nicest Wolves shirt we've had, genuinely. Correct me if I'm wrong, as a home shirt, I do think it's the best. So that's why I've gone 5 out of 5 for looks. And for memories, I'm sorry to say it, but it's got to go 1 out of 5 for me. It is just not great. It's really not great at all. That leaves it a 6 out of 10 for this shirt. Really is let down by the memories, but don't get me wrong, the shirt as a whole on looks is very beautiful. 2021-22 season, Wolves sacked off Adidas and brought in Castor. Mamba X stuck around for another season. This was the season we brought in Bruno Lage as a new manager. First season without Nuno, wasn't looking too great. Everyone didn't know what was going to happen with a new manufacturer and a new manager. My apologies, Wolves finished 10th this season, not the last one. Wolves finished 13th in the last season, which doesn't help the case for the last shirt anyway. Wolves finished 10th this season in this shirt. I mean, it still goes downhill from here as Wolves. Again, nothing really memorable much happened, other than I'd say maybe the 3-2 against Aston Villa away. That was a cracking game, don't get me wrong. We didn't have much memorable players in this shirt. I'd say maybe Trincao, Connor Cody and Daniel Pedence. They were probably the 3 best players that season. And don't get me wrong, I'll probably love all 3 of them. They were some ballers. As a whole, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the kit. The shirt is just plain and just yellow. And then obviously, I like the collar a bit. It's all right, to be fair. But I don't know what's going on the sides. And then obviously, there's not really much going on the sleeves or anything. So for looks, for me, I'm going to have to go a 2 out of 5. Because honestly, I'm not a huge fan at all. You're going to see an ongoing theme with me here. I'm not a huge fan of Castor. So it might be a bit slight biased, but I'm just not a fan of Castor shirts. Then on memories, there wasn't much in this shirt. There was more the last year than this one. Memories, for me, I'm going to go a 2 out of 5 again, which, realistically, I think that's quite fair because there wasn't much memories and the shirt isn't that great. So that leaves it a 4 out of 10 as a total. 2022-23 season, Wolves sacked off Mamba X and brought in Astra Pay for the front of shirt sponsor. Honestly, personally for me, this is a lot better shirt than the last. The sponsor is just a lot cleaner. Castor definitely did a better job this year than the first. This year we brought in Lopetegui, and this was World Cup season. We were sat bottom by Christmas. We brought in Lopetegui and he saved us that season. And honestly, there was definitely a lot more memories this season than the last. Wolves brought in the likes of Mario Lamina, Craig Dawson, Diego Costa and Mateus Cunha. Also, Wolves had a bunch of sick games. I mean, we beat Liverpool 3-0 that season and I'm pretty sure we threw them off the league that year. Honestly, I do think this was a lot better season, memory based, and I do think the shirt is a lot nicer. In real life, the colour of the kit isn't as nice, in my opinion. The kit as a whole, though, I do like the thing going at the top of near the collar and on the shoulders. And obviously, it's just an all-around nicer, cleaned-up kit than the last. For me, on looks, I'm going to have to go a 3 out of 5 because it's just a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. And on memories, I'm going to have to go 3 out of 5 as well, just because they're both bang in the middle. A pretty decent season as a whole in the end. For me, 3 out of 5 on both, which leaves it as 6 out of 10 as a whole. 2023-24 season. Oh my god, I'm not sure if you'll find a better shirt than this. I know I said I found my favourite Wolves shirt earlier in the 21 season, but oh my gosh, this is a beautiful shirt. Memories as well, especially. Oh my god, this is an absolute cracking shirt. Let's start off by memories. 23-24, Gary O'Neill came in with 3 days to go until the season started. Season wasn't looking too great at the start, but then we picked up and oh my god, it was unbelievable. We had the likes of Neto, Cunha and Hwang absolutely tearing it apart in the Premier League that season. We beat the likes of Man City and we even did the double on Tottenham, and we even beat Chelsea 4-2 that season. We got to an FA Cup quarter final and obviously we know how that goes. We won't talk about that, but we got quite far into the cup, which was pretty decent. And then final, one big thing memories wise that season, we played the Albion, and obviously we know how that turned up. We won 2-0 and oh my days, was that a cracking game. One of the best derby days you'll see for a while. Unbelievable game. You almost couldn't ask for a better season. We obviously finished 14th, which is a bit of a letdown for such a decent season, but to be fair, at the end of the season we was let down by squad depth and a lot of injuries towards the end of the season. So yeah, I mean, as a whole, I do think it was still a pretty decent season. But let's talk about the kit as a whole. The collar and the sleeves, the white, that just a little touch of white is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't actually own this shirt myself, but I do really regret not buying it because I do really like this shirt. Obviously, Astro Pay still stuck with us and Castor, but with the Astro Pay sponsor, you can see the little flick on the kit changed to black rather than red from the previous season, which makes the kit look a lot more cleaner, just makes it a lot nicer as a whole. Looks wise for this kit, for me, it's got to be a 5 out of 5. Other than that other kit, genuinely I'm not sure how much better you get because it's just clean, it's almost perfect. The only thing that does let it down is the Castor, but that's just because I don't like them and they're just a really cheap, tacky brand. If you would have stuck an Adidas logo instead of Castor, I'm sure that genuinely would have been one of the nicest shirts of all time. It is really clean, and you can't even lie to me. It's not even like it's just a plain shirt. It's got the subtle, like, baseball shirt-looking lines on the shirt, and it's just so clean. Memories wise for this kit, I'm sorry, but it has to be a 5 out of 5. It might be recency bias, but you can't almost ask for a better season. Almost. We at one point we was on for a European charge. I explained already. It was just such a good season. We had so many good moments. It has to be a 5 out of 5. So this brings to you the perfect Wolves shirt. A 10 out of 10 Wolves shirt. 5 out of 5 on memories and 5 out of 5 on looks. For me, you can't get much better of a shirt than this. 24-25, Gary O'Neill got sacked in December time. It was looking really shaky. We was bottom by Christmas and it was just not looking good as a whole. Vitor Pereira came in, sorted us out. We earned 6 wins in a row, became the most informed team in the world, and just honestly was such an unreal period. Wolves made the great escape and came 16th in the end. The 6 in a row with the likes of beating Southampton 2-0, coming back from Ipswich 2-1, even beating Man United away from home in a 1-0 victory, with Pablo Sarabia scoring a winning goal with a free kick. The shirt as a whole isn't that great in my opinion. Sudu came in, pretty sure it's owned by Fosun, not too sure. Same with the bet. They came in my opinion, not the nicest sponsors. In my opinion, Sudu tried doing something new, and it just, for me, it isn't the greatest. The thing that would have made the shirt 100 times better if you would have changed Sudo's logo on the side and put it in the middle and swapped the orange on the sleeves to white. It would have been pretty similar to the season before, but I think that Jenny would have made the shirt absolutely unbelievable. But just the small things like that make it go from a 5 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5. So for me, I'm going a 3 out of 5 on looks, just because it is basically just a plain orange shirt. And obviously you have the subtle details on the shirt when you look on the shirt in real life, but on the picture as a whole you can't really see anything. It's just a really average shirt. It is pretty decent. It's just, yeah, I think what I said, it needs them small little changes, like putting the Sudo in the middle and maybe changing the colours of some things. It's just really not great. And obviously on memories as a whole this season, the back end of the season definitely saved it on memories. For me, I'm going to have to go a 4 out of 5 on memories, because the 6 in a row was brilliant, and then we had the great escape at the end and came out staying up, and it was just brilliant. We had players like Cunha, Aït-Nouri, Strand Larson, they were all on fire that season. It was absolutely unbelievable. So for me, on memory, it's going to be a 4 out of 5. So as a whole, the shirt is a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 rating is such an average rating, and that just perfectly describes the kit as a whole. Moving on to the final shirt, and it is this season, the 24-26 season. Currently, we are sat bottom plate on 8 points after 22 games. It's not looking good. There hasn't been any memories at all this season. It has been really dreadful, really dreadful. Currently, we are 5 unbeaten, so that is pretty decent. We've had a few alright cup games. We sacked Vitor Pereira and we brought in Rob Edwards. Nothing special has actually happened this season other than just pure heartbreak. At the moment, this is the worst season by far, based on memories anyway. It is genuinely awful. Literally nothing's happened except from bad things, so you can't really give it a good rating on bad stuff, can you? The kit as a whole though, Sudo and the bet stayed, but oh my god, this is almost one of the best shirts out there. The subtle clean design on the shirt, you can see it on the picture quite clearly. The little design, it is so beautiful. Same on this goalkeeper one, it's got the same design on it, it's so beautiful. I like the collar, and I also love the sleeves with the little lines on there. It is cracking shirt. Genuinely got to be one of the best. Genuinely unbelievable shirt. It is just so clean. I think they got the colour almost on the photos. The colour looks right, but in real life the colour isn't as nice as it looks. But for me, it's still a really nice shirt. For me, it's a 5 out of 5 on looks. On memories, it is not great at all. Not great at all. So for me, I'm gonna have to go a 0 out of 5 on memories, just because the season hasn't finished and it is been so poor so far. It's annoying how much the memories lets down this shirt, because it is an absolute brilliant shirt. It's a shame I'm going to get relegated in this shirt. That brings the total rating of this shirt to a 5 out of 10, which is pretty disappointing, like I said, because it's a really nice shirt. So yeah, that is all my rankings of the Wolves shirts. Let me know what you thought in the comments, because I think I did a pretty good job. I think personally I summed it all up quite perfectly. If you want to see more of this type of content, let us know in the comments. Let me know if you want an away kit version of this, and I'll make it for you, because I think this style of content is quite fun to make. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it as well also. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment what your favourite Wolves shirt is, and thanks for watching. See you later. Ooh.